The smartphone industry has had a rough time getting the supply chain back to how things were before the pandemic hit. But lately, it seems as if the sales numbers have caught back up and in some cases have surpassed what was achieved before 2020. And the latest report to back this up comes from the market research firm Omdia, who has data to say that Samsung shipped the most devices during the third quarter of 2025 than any other smartphone OEM. Let's take a look at these numbers. Since this chart covers the third quarter of the year, we're talking about a time period between July, August, and September of 2025. And at the top of this list, we can see that Samsung was able to ship out over 60.6 million devices during this 3-month session. Apple was able to secure their spot at number 2 with more than 56.5 million units shipped. And then we have Xiaomi with a solid third place finish, as they were able to ship out more than 43.4 million devices. And from this chart, that data shows that as far as shipment data is concerned, Samsung has 19% of the market. During this 3-month time period, Apple has 18% of the global market, and Xiaomi was able to capture 14% of the global smartphone market. But again, this percentage is only for July, August, and September of 2025. And this is only about shipment numbers, not really about devices that are actively being used. We would only be able to get that type of data from the likes of Google or even Samsung themselves. And if we look at the annual growth numbers, when comparing Q3 2025 versus Q3 of 2024, we can see that Samsung was able to grow an impressive 6%. Definitely a big accomplishment considering how the economy has been for most of us. Apple was able to grow by 4% during that same quarter, and Xiaomi, with a much smaller gain, shows 1% growth compared to the third quarter of last year. The report goes on to point to the launch of the Galaxy Z Fold 7 and the Galaxy Z Flip 7 phones, but also makes it a point to highlight the success of the Galaxy A07 and the Galaxy A17 smartphones as well. And we can see from this graph here, which is the data given to us by Omdia, Samsung and Apple actually end up sharing first place throughout the year, with many predicting that Apple will come out ahead during the quarter 4 2025, but we'll have to wait and see how that turns out. Because I know there's about to be a massive shakeup at Apple, and it'll be interesting to see if they can keep up with the historic sales numbers during that transition too. So, if you like learning about numbers and data like this, then be sure to click on that like button below this video to let me know. That way I can be sure to highlight these market share reports more often here on the channel. Just please remember to share this video on your favorite social media network and subscribe to the channel too, because that really helps us out.